doing the art in Blackstone, 43 Main Street, Blackstone. My name's Rebekah.
I'm Rachel.
And this is Riel. Today we're going to be showing you how to paint this tree. And first we're going to show you our materials. So in the kit will be included a 8x10 canvas. We will have all of these paints supplied for you. And this is a loofah sponge that we're going to use for some texture. And we also have some Q-tips that we're also going to use for some texture. And we have one paintbrush as well. So we're going to start off by painting our background black. So the whole canvas just needs an even coat of black. And then may take you a few minutes, but just make sure you get a nice even coat of black.
It's your painting, you don't technically have to. Alright.
Now once you have a fully coated canvas, fully painted black, you can go around and do the edges. We don't have the edged canvases with us today, but you will. You'll do the edges, so make sure that they're evenly painted black as well.
Yeah, honey, when I'm done with my edges, if you want to switch, I will help paint that faster for you. It's up to you, baby cakes. Okay, here. These are.
So you can dry your canvas with a blow dryer, or you can just let it air dry for a couple of minutes, and you can go back in and touch up any white spots that you see. You can blow on it, you can wave it around, just try to get it a little dry
before we do the
do the next step. And you can always go in and touch up a little bit, and then at the end you can also touch up any white spots or any blemishes with more black. And you can also use a cup with water to clean your paintbrush, or you can just wipe it off on a piece of paper towel or a napkin, whatever you have.
Is we're going to do the outline of our tree, and this is going to tell you how big you want your tree, how many different colors you want at the top, how wide it can be. So get your brown, and we're going to start with your trunk. And remember, trees aren't perfect, so it can be wavy, it can be straight down. You want to hold your brush where it's sharp instead of wide. So you do just get that outline going. Now where your black's going to be a little bit drier than mine, you'll be able to see your brown a little bit more. But we can always go back over it. Just start at the top and go down at an angle. Go, yeah. Pretty good, Rhea. And then you want to get those branches going off. Yep, keep going. Yep, start there. Want help? Okay. So branch out on your sides first, and that will tell you how large you want your tree. Very good, Riel. Now.
And like she said, it's not perfect. It's never going to be perfect. Trees aren't supposed to be perfect. So even if you don't like it, you can cover it up with black and start again.
And then also, there's never a tree that is the exact same of anyone else's. Along with art, no one's art looks the same as everyone else's.
So after you get your first 2 branches started, you start to branch off of that, doing a couple other small branches and kind of
play around with it.
Playing around with it, seeing what you like, and it doesn't have to be exactly like ours.
Good job, Rhea. And then you start to color it in near the bottom, and this kind of helps you shape the top on how thick your branches at the bottom of the tree, where it starts with the trunk. No, you're doing great. Oops, fingers.
So start to fill in the tree.
You can start doing it. And a little trick on the branches, if you don't want to make them come straight out, you kind of want to put it at like a curve, because they grow out of the other branch. So it doesn't stick out straight, kind of curves out. How's the lighting for you? Are you doing okay?
Good.
And if it helps, you can always lift up your canvas to get a different light. Now that your base of your tree is there, you can always take a little bit of your white. You don't need it too much on there, and you kind of just mix it with the brown and blend it just to make it a little bit of depth with your stump, just to make it look a little bit more realistic, or maybe there's light coming through.
You don't need much on your brush. You just need a little bit, and you just kind of mix it in and blend it. Swipe back and forth, and you can add brown on top of it again, or even black on top of it to try to get some more depth.
And that's okay.
So I'm going in with just a little bit more black, and then I'm gonna take a little bit more white. I'm gonna dab off a little bit and just kind of play around with it until you get it to a place where you think it has a lot of depth and you think your tree looks like how you want your tree to look like. And this is good with short strokes. You can even go in with a little bit more brown and darken it up if you feel.
You don't like it? All right. Much. Only because it's going to be covered with our next step. And our next step is where the fun really comes in. Ready?
I'm done. Just need
So once you get the trunk of the tree to have some depth, have some light, have some dark, kind of get it to a good spot, then we're gonna move on to our next step. We're gonna add some flowers to the top and some texture. So we're going to take our loofah. You know, you can use household products to make art. Anything you bring your imagination into it, you can use it. So we're gonna take it, we're gonna kind of scrunch it up in your hand a little bit.
Whatever way it gives you the best way for you to hold it, so it can be firm, so that you have more control over it. You can have it loose, but where our canvases are a little bit small, you kind of want to make it where it's a little bit tighter when you first start off.
Yep. So then we're gonna dip into our purple first.
So our purple, and then we brought a little pad for the side, because you don't want to go directly on it with all that paint on there. So you just kind of want to make sure that you're not going to have big globs. So see what you like. Yep, very nice.
So then you go on and you just start patting around the branches, and you're gonna add multiple layers. So if the first layer doesn't have full coverage, that's okay. You want to go in and go and do multiple layers of multiple colors.
Yep,
so
that's perfect.
Do your first base with the purple.
This is going to shape your tree.
This is gonna shape your tree. So you can make it as big and round as you want, or you can make it as small as you want. But you just go in for the first round, first layer of color.
And again, this doesn't need a lot of paint. It's really just fun in getting that little bit of texture from the loofah right into it to make it really look like a tree. Yep, keep going. You want to fill in those branches.
Oh.
Okay? Because the leaves grow over and through.
So like fill the branches with purple.
It doesn't have to fill completely, because you can see through trees. Like you can see the light shine through, you can see the branches behind.
I just killed my thing.
That's okay. have your leaves go all the way down over the big part of your stump if you really want, or you can leave your stump completely showing. It's what you want your tree to look like. And now on your next step, after you get that purple down that you like, you can go in and bring your pink in, but you can always come back with the purple if you think you added too much pink, which you will see. Nope, you're okay. No, you can use the same spot. You don't need a new spot. That's what looks great. Okay, keep it just like this, hold it just like that, and we're gonna keep on using this spot. No. Don't be afraid to get a little bit of paint on you.
Yeah, but then it doesn't much work. I'm gonna get mad and
Then we make another one. So right now I'm mixing in the pink right into the same spot that I had the purple, because it's not going to affect, yep, exactly what you did with the purple. So then you just start, this is going to be your other flowers growing off. So you have a tree with many different colors.
And I'm going in and I'm filling in my tree a bit more because I don't like the way my branches look, so I'm just gonna cover them on up.
You did not ruin your tree, honey. You cannot ruin trees because trees are always all different. So I'm going to take a little bit more purple. I'm going to cover up some of those pinks that I think are just too bright, and I'm going to try to shape it to make it look a little bit more round in certain areas. Kind of blend that in. Give my tree some shape.
done.
Maybe and I'm a big blender. I like having pink by itself. I like purple and pink being together.
So we're just going in, we're adding more layers of pink and purple, doing pink and then purple, or even just blending them together and just adding layers and depth to the top of the tree.
I like to leave mine where I can kind of still see the branches behind it because I like that. I like that technique of making trees. Beautiful. Good job. It's easier when it's down on the table for you.
I'm mixing my colors.
Good job.
Ooh. I really don't care if I get my hand dirty. Done.
You like your tree that way? Good. All right. We're gonna let Becca dab her tree. Look at that. Beautiful. We have our own art on our hands.
Thank you.
Then after, you're gonna get your little Q-tips.
Yeah.
Three little Q-tips. Got it?
She got more than
Okay. Then, so the white you dab on, but the white becomes so strong on the painting, it takes away from the colors of your tree. So you just wanna dab that off and then maybe get a little bit of pink or whatever you want your little flower hingy things to be. You can do purple or pink and just get that little bit of color in with it so it doesn't take away too much.
And then you're just gonna wanna add some more depth and more texture to the tree itself.
And these are gonna be hanging. These are your hanging flowers. That's good.
Can we do different colors?
Yep.
So we're just going in and adding different strings of hanging flowers.
And some of them, I don't know if you can see here, these ones I'm making a little bit lighter, so almost like it's coming through other branches, and it doesn't have to be vibrant all over.
And you can go in with a little bit more of the other colors, not just the white, and kind of add a little bit more.
You don't have to have a lot. You can have a little. You can have
As much as you want. I'll get black in my light.
All right. How you doing, Rio? You like your hanging flowers? Okay. So we also gave you one other one.
Yeah.
And then this one, you're gonna get all your colors on there, and these are gonna be your little petals that are gonna be falling down. So they don't have to be thick, just light little petals like they're coming off the tree. And again, you can have as many as you want. Just trying something else. And after you get your petals starting to fall,
I'm done.
you're gonna get back to your 3, and then this is where you're gonna do the bottom and have them little bunches on the bottom.
And you can do the bottom any type of combination of colors you want. You can do it all white, you can do it all purple, you can do it all whatever color you choose. And you just want to add a bunch of them at the bottom to make it be like the grass or the petals falling from the tree. You can cover the bottom of the tree trunk. You can do it the whole space, or you can do half the space, however you want it to look.
You know, them maybe kikis. Very nice. Now hold your tree up. Looks great. And see if there's anything else that you would like to maybe add more of, maybe fix.
I'm gonna go in with some more brown on my trunk. And I'm just gonna blend it a little bit more because I feel like it's a little bit light for me. And you can also go back in and add some more branches if you feel like you don't have that depth in there. You can go in and add some more branches. Or you can touch up any of the black that you see on the canvas. If you see any white spots or any blemishes, you can go back and fix it, cover it with some more black.
Let me show you what Becca was talking about adding more branches, because you don't want it to be where you just have like a random branch in there. But where you can see where mine is, like if I want to make this part actually come like it's being seen through, you just highlight where you already had your branch. And it doesn't have to be the whole branch, it's just pieces of it. So I can go over this part here and make this seem like it just wasn't getting covered right. And then our last part is you want to take your brush, and this is definitely optional. I like to add little curly cues onto my tree because I feel like sometimes those vines that come through a tree look really cool. So you can do brown, black, but I just light little ones. They don't have to stand out a lot, but it's not standing out at all. Just little curly cues that come out of a tree when there's vines from flowers or maybe ivy. Whatever way you want to add them in. Yeah. Little kitty keys, come in. What do you think?
And remember, art doesn't have to be perfect. It's everything that you want it to be. And be creative with it, be expressive with it, and in these hard times, try to let go. And when you're doing this, try to feel open-minded and thoughtful, and let the paint speak to you.
Show your painting.
So thank you for joining us today. Thank you for participating in this creativeness, and call us if you have any questions, comments, concerns, and we hope you have a wonderful day.